Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. I'll be doing the CSEC Mathematics January 2021 paper 2. But if you're visiting my channel for the first time, please hit that subscribe button and turn on your notification bell so that you are alerted when new videos are being uploaded. Also, give this video a thumbs up by liking it. So, let's get into the paper. 3 says the A part. The diagram below, if you take a look at your diagram here, the diagram below shows two pentagons, P and Q, drawn on a grid made up of squares. Select the correct word from the following list to complete the statement below. Opposite, the words are opposite, reflected, congruent, and translated. So pentagon P is, we recognize it's a congruent. It's congruent to pentagon Q. Let's go on to the second part. Second part of the question says, given the reason for your choice in A1 above. That's basically what we've looked at. So both pentagons Q and P can be mapped exactly onto each other. Hence, they both have the same shape and size or length of sides. Let's go on to the other part of the question. So here we have a diagram here. So here it is. So it says here the B part, the diagram below, not drawn to scale, shows pentagon VWXYZ. In the pentagon, as it says here, YZ is parallel to XW and YX is parallel to VW. Now, it says angle XYZ equal 114 degrees, while angle VZY equal 90 degrees. Determine the value of angle WXY. So that's the first part. So we're given 140 degrees. So we recognize that in our co-interior angles there, or we could say our corresponding angles, 180 degrees would deduct 114 degrees. So we are left with 66 degrees. And I plug that 66 degrees here. So take a look at your diagram and the figures that we have. So let's go on to this part. So this part of the question says, angle, we're going to find angle ZBW. Now before we can reach angle ZBW, we first have to find angle XWV. So angle XWV, if we take a look at that, angle XWV, so we are trying to find that there. So we are given 66 degrees here. So right away, we are going to deduct 66 degrees from 180 degrees. We're left with 114 degrees. Now it says this, we know that the sum of all angles in a pentagon is 540 degrees. So there are two equations, two formula to use, but I used n minus 2 times 180, and we know we had the number of sides, which was 5. So that's how we came to 540. Now, in our diagram, all we did was to take the various angles and plug them in, and then we would deduct that from 540. So we had 98 degrees plus 114 degrees plus 66 degrees plus 114 degrees. So that we're left with 180 degrees. Let's go to the other one, other question. So let's move on. So here we have question C. The letter A, as you can see here, and a point C66 are shown on the grid below. So it says on the diagram, so here we have it, C66. There is our diagram here. Now it says, given the diagram drawn accurately, each of the following transformation. So one, we're going to draw the enlargement of letter A by scale factor 2 about center C66, 2 marks. The second part, the translation of letter A using the vector t equal negative 3, 2. So t equal negative 3, 2. So that is worth 9 marks. So what should your diagram look like? So here we have it. Now, how do we arrive by this figure, which is this diagram, which is the enlargement of the original that they gave us? Now, if we count from the center to this point here, this end point, we get 1, 2. Now, if it says the scale factor, it means that it is twice in length. So you simply move 2 points forward, or from the point C66, we count in total 4 points. So that counting from that should take us right at the center at the point here at 2. Now let's take this end point. Let's see how many points. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 to this end point. So we need 4 from this end point going forward, or in total it would be 8 points from the point C66. So 4, so move twice. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we have this end point here. And both of them sit on the same line, so we know this automatically from here would be 4 here, and we connect our dots, and therefore this is our enlargement. Now the other part says we should find translation of letter A, t equal negative 3, 2. What should that look like? Here is your diagram. So from our original image that they gave us, we are going to move negative 3 points or places to your left and 2 upwards. So let's count them. So from this point A, or original image, we're going to count 1, 2, 3, and 2 points going upwards. 1, 2. So the point or the top of the image is right here at 6. Let's look at our below endpoints now. So we're going to go 3 points to our left and 2 upwards. So from this point, let's move 1, 2, 3 here at 2, and then upwards 1, 2, take us at 4 right there. So we put our dots there and then we connect it. So this is what your translation should look like. There you have it. Let's move on to our next question. So this question now is question 4. So it says the function f of x defined as, so f of x is 3 minus 2x. So one says the diagram below shows the mapping diagram of the function f. It says determine the value of a. So we know right here, determine the value of a. So we simply plug in or value in f of x. So f of x is 3 minus 2. So on the x mapping, we are going to replace x with negative 1. So let's put that now. So a equals 3 minus 2. So we replace negative 1 with x. So negative 2 times negative 1. So we have 3 plus 2, that's 5. 1 mark. There you have it. Let's move on. The second part says, determine in their simplest form the expressions for 1, the inverse of the function f to the inverse of x. So f to the inverse of x. So f of x is equal to 3 minus 2x. So we're going to let y equal f of x. Now, let y equal f of x would now be let y equal 3 minus 2x. So we interchange x and y. So x is now equal to 3 minus 2y. So we make y the subject. So we took over the negative 2y. You could have left it on the right side, but I took it over. And then it becomes a positive equal 3. And I took over the x, so it becomes negative x. So dividing through by 2, we're left with y as a subject. So y is equal to 3 minus x over 2. So f to the inverse of x is equal to 3 minus x over 2. Let's go on to our next question. So here we have the B part. It says the composite function f square of x. So f square of x is saying f of x. So f of x is equal. We know f is 3 minus 2x. So f of x is 3 minus 2x. So f 3 minus 2. So we're going to multiply that out. So 3 minus 2 times 3 is negative 6 plus negative 2 times negative 2x is positive 4x. So f squared of x is equal to 4x minus 3. That's 2 marks. Let's move on to our next part of the question. Here it says, the third part says, state the value of f of f to the inverse of negative 2. So we simply, anywhere we see x, we plug in the value of negative 2. So f of f to the inverse of x would be f of f to the inverse of negative 2 equal negative 2. 1 mark for that. Let's go on to our next question now. We're going to look at the B part of 4. So it says, using a ruler, draw the line x equal a half, y equal x, and x plus y equal 5 on the grid below. That's worth 2 marks. 2 marks for that. All right. It says, on the grid, label as R the region. So label as R the region where x is greater than a half, y is less than x, and x plus y is greater than or equal to 5. So here is what your diagram should look like. So here we see that on the x-axis, well, basically we show x equal half. That is actually where the vertical line cuts the x-axis. So right there at half, x equal a half. Now the other part says y equal x. So simply we are going to plot the point 6, 6 for y equal x, and we plot the point 0, 0. So there we have it. So we connect our line, we draw it through, and this is what it should look like for you. So x plus y equal 5. There you have it. So we connect our points 5, 5, and we draw our line. There you have it. Now it says we should show on our diagram the region R. Show on our diagram the region R. So let's look at our diagram. So this is our diagram, region R. How did we get this shaded region? Well, x equal half means that all that is from this blue point here, everything would have been shaded here. Everything in this section from this line going forward. Now, y equal x, all that is here would have been shaded. Beyond this orange line, everything there would have been shaded. And then x plus y, everything from this blue mark here, below that, less than 5 in this area. So the point where all of the inequalities meet, it's right here. So this is why this region R is being shaded. So that is where all of the inequalities satisfy themselves. So that would have been your diagram. So that's what yours should look like. So we have come to the end of questions 3 and 4. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and see you in the next video.